There's a subtle shift in mindset that will make you infinitely more powerful with your AI. Let me explain. You see, one of the questions that I get all of the time is how do you get AI to write better? Because by default, the way that AI writes is just really bad. There's a lot of tips and tricks out there that can make AI writing better, but better isn't the same as good. So how do you actually get good writing out of AI? But it turns out that this question entirely misses the point. Because the real power with AI is not AI's ability to write. The power that AI gives you is not that it can write for you. The real power that AI can give you is to make your words matter more. You make AI more powerful, not by replacing you, but by extending you. Let me show you what I mean. The other day, I was working on writing a sales page. The sales page is going to be the new homepage for eidolons.com. So I dumped a bunch of information into the AI, and this is what it gave me. And honestly, it's not terrible, but the words on your homepage are some of the most important words that will exist in your entire business. Your homepage is like the face that the world sees. All right, so what's wrong with this? Well, there's a few things that stand out to me right away. First of all, Eidolons is a lot bigger than just agents. What Eidolons does is actually much more powerful than agents. So to start, I'm just going to replace this with AI. Okay, but then look at this headline right here. Every message, every post, every task. That's you doing things one at a time. See, it's kind of using these effective writing patterns, but it's using them in ways that don't actually make any sense. But these are technical issues, and there's actually a bigger issue than this that I want to touch on. The bigger issue for me is that this text is missing the spirit of this project. It's missing the energy, it's missing the soul. And when you think about it, that's reasonable because AI doesn't have soul. AI doesn't have a soul. But you know what does have soul, or at least what can have soul? Words. Words carry a certain energy, a certain charge, or at least they can. And when you put charged words into the AI, it'll carry that charge into the words that it writes. So this page that the AI wrote, this is a mostly technically accurate description of what Eidolons is. Emphasis on the mostly. It doesn't communicate how incredible what we're really doing here is. Right, a lot of this is fine, but what we're really doing here is writing the future into existence. This is the energy that I want to carry into the entire project. So let's see if we can color the agent with that flavor. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to tell it, right now the sales page lacks the sense of awe for what this project really is. The real power of Eidolons is that we're writing the future into existence. So I'm feeding my charged words into the AI. I use this line here, which captures the essence of what we're doing. And then I also use this word awe, which is another charged word that's going to affect the output of the agent. All right, so finally I'll just say, update the text of the homepage to capture this essence. Okay, one quick technical note. Notice here I said sales page and here I said homepage. Now I know that I'm referring to the same thing, but I actually named the document homepage, which means that calling it sales page might confuse it. So I'm actually going to replace sales with home. And let's see what it does with this. All right, so it's reading. And okay, it just literally rewrote the entire document. So let's look at this response here. Updated the homepage copy to make Eidolons feel more expansive and world-shaping. Ooh, I like that. With the core idea centered on writing the future into existence. I kept the original structure and strengths, but shifted the tone from useful automation tool towards agentic leverage that changes what one person can cause. It's a slightly awkward way to say that, but okay. So let's look at how it reads now. So this headline absolutely fits the vibe better. However, out of context, it might be a little unclear. So I'm actually going to add to this and say, with AI, Eidolons gives you leverage that used to belong to companies with engineers, operators, and whole teams behind them. Okay, not bad. No code, no Python, no terminal. All right, but saying no code and no Python is kind of the same thing. What I really want to say there is no nodes, by which I'm talking about things like Zapier or N8N. All right, let's look through this. So we have this headline here. All right, and charged words or no, AI is still AI. So we're still going to get these AI cliches like most people da-da-da-da. You're here to da-da-da-da. Literally anytime you have AI write a sales page for you, it's going to put this exact line or at least this exact pattern. Moving on, we have this is bigger than automation. And yeah, I like that. I like that vibe. It's moving in the right direction. All right, let's keep moving. What if you only had to do the 10% that actually requires you? Okay, this is actually carried over from the previous page. And it's a strong premise. I would word it slightly differently though. Let's keep going. So something funny that I've noticed is that every time I talk to any AI about this, it always says something like this, like write what you want to happen in English. And every single time I have to be like, bro, not all of my customers speak English. We sell all over the world. So usually I just replace this with plain language. And while I understand what it was doing with this period here, I don't actually think that it helps anything. Continuing on, agents that know your business produce better futures. Okay, I like where it's going with that. It's still worded pretty awkwardly, but I think we can make it slightly better by just changing the grammar slightly. Agents that know your business produce a better future. Yeah, that makes more sense. Moving on. One person, all of this. Man, I swear, sometimes I listen to these hype bros talking about how incredible these models are, and I just can't help but wonder, is it writing stuff like this for them? Like, I get what it's trying to say here, but like these same models that they talk about maxing out benchmarks and being the best in the world at math competitions and programming competitions, they struggle so much just to get their thoughts out clearly. So again, I can make this clearer just by changing the grammar slightly. Imagine yourself, one person, achieving all of this. This is what it meant to say. And again, the spirit of what it's trying to communicate is a lot better now. And that's really what we're going for here. But what I'm showing you in this video isn't a hack to get good writing out of the AI. It's more a way to get better bones. Because if you can't tell by now, I have really, really high standards for how I want things written. And the first version of this that I showed you, I would have basically just had to rewrite the entire thing. But now this document at least has a good structure. It has a good series of premises. This is a good starting point that I can now build on. Like I said a little bit earlier, the text that you have on your homepage is some of the most important text that you have in your entire company. This is how the world is seeing your company. You need the ideas to be strong. You need the bones to be strong. And you need the rest of it to be strong too. So where do we go from here? Well, there's a few directions we could go. One thing I can do is multiple passes. I can go back and forth with the agent a few times, and in one pass it fixed this cliche. In another pass, it fixes a different cliche. In another pass, it makes sure that it flows well. But honestly, that's probably not what I'm going to do for this document. And now this mindset shift is coming full circle. Because this copy is so important, what I'm probably going to do next is go line by line, making sure every line is exactly what I want it to be. I know that sounds pretty unglamorous. I know it feels like, well, we have AI, we shouldn't have to go line by line like that. But like I said in the beginning, we're not using AI to replace us. We're using it to extend us. Notice how carefully I chose these words. I didn't say make the future happen with AI. I didn't say wait and allow the future to happen around you. I said that we're writing the future into existence. That means that using AI effectively means writing effectively. The power that AI gives you is directly proportional to the clarity of intent that you give it. Let me say that again. The power that AI gives you is directly proportional to the clarity of intent that you give it. The people that win with AI are going to be the people who know how to tell it exactly what they want. The people that win with AI are also going to be the people who know when to use it versus when not to. So with that, I'm going to start updating this and start steering it away from the direction of AI slop. So I hope this was useful for you. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment with any questions, and I'll see you next time.